One of the crazy things about real estate is that in real estate, we pay idiots and experts the same thing. Although if you use an idiot, while they charge the same, they typically cost you much more. Here's the latest example of somebody who hired an idiot. And that is, on one of my coaching calls this morning, got a top agent that was telling me the weirdest thing, that she had 2 offers submitted on 2 different properties by agents who wouldn't communicate with her on the phone, would only text, and just submitted an offer by email. That's it. Came in $40,000 below list price. No explanation, no conversation, no selling their client to the listing agent, nothing. If ever there's a move that signals that you're working with an idiot, it's working with an agent who doesn't understand the contract is the second thing you have to sell. The first thing you have to sell is your client. And if you want somebody to take less than for their house than they want to take for it, you damn sure need to present your client as the person they would love to sell their property to if they were going to sell it and take less than they want. If you don't sell your client and you're presenting something that might be disappointing to a seller, you're not giving them any reason to feel good about that. Always sell your client before you sell the property. That's the way top agents understand this business. They understand that if you want to facilitate a deal, the first thing you have to get across is that you're working with somebody who's worthy of doing business with somebody you want to contract with, somebody whose house you want to buy, somebody whose buyer you want to buy your house. That's the way this business works. And if you're coming into this business and you don't have those skills, and you think for some reason that the math on the paper is what's going to sell a transaction, I've got news for you. You're an idiot in an expert's world. And if you want to compete with the experts in the business, you need to understand that you've got to sell your client to the other agent. That's how agents work together, because you give the listing agent the ammunition they need to give to their seller so that they might actually want to sell their house to your client. If you don't give them a narrative, people will fill in their own blanks and they will create their own narratives about your client based on the math that's sitting in front of them on a piece of paper. So do yourself a favor. Sell your client first, then sell the property. And if you're a client and you've got an agent who's not selling you as their client, and they think that the math on the paper is all they need to do business, you're working with an idiot.